I wanted to get you straight out to our first alert meteorologist, Courteney Jacobazzi, who is in Tampa, specifically in St. Petersburg, covering Hurricane Ian, really tracking this Category 4 hurricane, which is about to make landfall in Florida. So let's get you straight out to Courteney here. Courteney, how are you doing out there? Talk to me.
Yeah, so definitely a little wet. It's been raining pretty hard on and off as those outer rain bands from Hurricane Ian move inland here in St. Petersburg. We've been getting those gusts of wind. We've been seeing reports or hearing of reports of wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour, so that is tropical storm force. Of course, Hurricane Ian just shy of Category 5 hurricane status. This is unfortunately going to be a really devastating situation for people who are out in Sanibel and the Fort Myers area this afternoon as Ian does make landfall. Right here, right now, we're actually at a Wawa. So for those of you in Georgia, this is a new gas station for you more than likely. This is really just basically only in Florida as far as I'm concerned, but we have all decided on our team here that Wawa is our favorite gas station. Why? Because behind me there, you're looking at pumps that actually are not wrapped in saran wrap. We had a really hard time finding gas in this area. We've seen a lot of people coming here to fill up gas, whether it's for their generators or simply for their cars. We were talking about yesterday, I am a native Floridian, so that's actually one of the tricks that you're told to do as you prepare for a hurricane is fill your car up with gas to make it heavier, so when those wind gusts come through, it doesn't kind of pick up and move your car, because that's definitely possible when these gusts start to get upwards of 75, 80 miles per hour, which here in St. Petersburg is going to be a possibility to see those hurricane force wind gusts, especially as we head into the afternoon and evening later today. Thankfully, the storm continues to shift south, so for us here, our impacts aren't looking quite as great as they were yesterday. Yesterday, we were watching for the potential of 9 to 10 foot storm surge. We were watching for the potential for 85 mile per hour wind gusts. Still going to have to deal with flooding here. Upwards of 10 to 12 inches of rain are looking possible. And of course, still wind gusts that are close to hurricane strength. So that definitely is going to lead to some power outages across the area. We are anticipating that. Right now, things are really just starting to pick up as that storm inches closer. Clearly, definitely getting a little wet as those rain bands start to make their way through.
And just from you holding your hat, I can tell those wind gusts are strong. You actually spoke to a St. Petersburg resident, I believe, a little earlier. How was that conversation with him? I mean, he sounded pretty prepared.
Yeah, he was. So he's been a resident of the area for about 11 years. He's actually from Canada, and he made a really cool comparison that up there they have to deal with snowstorms. And he was like, so I've kind of been prepared for big events like this my whole life. But he said it's just a little different, obviously, preparing for hurricanes rather than snow where you could freeze, obviously. But he, boarded up. He already had multiple gas cans ready in his garage to power up his generator. He has a gas stove, which of course doesn't use electricity. So that's something that a lot of Floridians like to have so they can still cook and heat water and boil water, even if the power goes out. So he was very prepared. He said, which is one of the things about hurricanes, you get a lot of warning time for hurricanes. So you have plenty of time to prepare. And he was definitely one of those prepared people, just kind of taking extra steps today, coming to get that extra 5 gallons of gas.
And Courteney, I know we got to let you go soon as you are also bringing us coverage on the air. I did just want to ask, since you got there yesterday, just how quickly everything's turned around for you. I mean, how was that seeing it from your own eyes?
That's right. Yeah, yesterday it was definitely breezy. The thing yesterday is it was relatively dry. Today, driving around, we've been seeing some puddling in the roads, some flooded out medians. It's definitely very, very damp across the area. So that's really the biggest change, is just how much water has been coming through. And the wind, I can tell you, I kind of have to widen my stance to keep myself upright because those wind gusts really have gotten heavy and really strong over the past several hours.
Courteney, thank you so much for your time. Of course, please stay safe out there. We're going to continue checking in with you really as this hurricane develops.
Thanks so much. Yeah, we'll talk soon.
And I want to take you more out to our website here, CBS 46, where we are following this hurricane as well, bringing you any of the updates that we are learning first on there and, of course, on air. So the latest updates, of course, Hurricane Ian is just 2 miles per hour shy of a Category 5. So you can imagine the strength it is as a Category 4. But as our first alert meteorologist, Rodney Harris, has told you on air, we are no longer first alerting for Friday. That first alert is going to remain for Saturday. And that is because, take a look at that 7-day forecast here in North Georgia, here in Metro Atlanta specifically. That is where you're going to see heavy rain and downpours, gusts. We actually took you to a press conference earlier today at about 8:20 from Governor Kemp and GEMA officials, where they said, expect gusts of about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Right now we're forecasting that at closer to 30 miles per hour, but that range could still very much become reality as that hurricane moves northeast. Right now it is moving at upwards of 155 miles per hour. You can just see that. And our first alert meteorologists, we have a team of 6 meteorologists that are closely monitoring this, bringing you updates on our digital platforms, of course, on here where you're watching and on air. But the best thing that you can do right now is download the First Alert app. That is the Atlanta News First Alert app. That is going to be bringing you hour by hour updates. Of course, anything that is impacting your area specifically, you're going to know about through our push alerts. So make sure you download that app. Be weather ready and just have a plan in place, even if you are not living along those coastal lines of impact in Florida. Here in Georgia, we are also expecting to see heavy rain and storm surge, as well as those gusts that I just mentioned to you earlier. So you're going to want to be prepared for that, especially if you had plans. If you're a motorist on the road, you just want to make sure that you're getting any and all updates about this hurricane as it moves in that northeast direction and kind of through Georgia a little bit. So we're going to keep you updated throughout the day on this platform that you're watching at. Of course, stay with us, AtlantaNewsFirst.com.